Alright. Tuesday. 3:14 a.m. Pie time.
I took a look around your head, and I discovered something. Something about the new Cyclops serial killings. Apart from Ota, there are 4 victims. Shoko Nadami, Renju Okiura, Iris Sagan, and So Sejima.
Is this
Who was responsible for these murders?
They're all by different people?
Shoko was stabbed by Renju with an ice pick.
But why?
Renju was strangled to death by Iris.
Still, but why?
So cut open Iris's body. But who shot So? It was you.
So she wasn't responsible for all the killings.
All of these murders were committed by different
But they
people.
just had a connection
just
of the
one
left
killer.
eye.
That's how it looks on the surface, anyway. But that's not the truth, is it? There's only one culprit. One person. And that person is...
You. Because the others are dead, right? Is that what they wanted to say?
Yes. You. The person in front of me right now.
You're blaming the commander of Abyss for this?
No, not Boss. The person inside Boss's head.
He told
Can you
me.
at least try to make sense?
Alright, I'll explain. You know about the abandoned chemical plant in Kawasaki? There's a prototype sync machine there.
Why would you know that?
You use that device to swap around bodies one by one.
Why would you know that too?
In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced. Mind,
In this timeline,
consciousness,
we
memory,
found this out way
they
earlier.
are traded.
Mm-hmm.
Switched.
We're pulling from the other Date's memories.
I don't know where it started, but at some point, you got into Shoko's brain. Then, you got into Renju's. And got rid of Shoko's body. After Renju was Iris. You
And the eye
strangled
was
Renju
because
using
of the
Iris.
sync machine somehow removing their
prototype.
eye or
That into
rupturing it and they just got rid of it.
Mhm.
Who you used to kill Iris and Ota at the cold storage warehouse.
So that means Shoko was already dead.
Now,
I mean,
You're in
like,
Boss's
they
body.
all, like, switched
inside
places,
her
right?
head.
Yeah.
So,
So, but who
I
is
see.
the
If you know
last?
that
Who
much,
started
then I have
it?
nothing left to hide.
right. You can only go back so
I
far
am
until
the
we don't
culprit
know.
behind the new Cyclops serial killings.
And then they took
I
Boss
guess
and
you
switched
could
with
call
her.
me the new Cyclops.
Right, so that was killing So was killing Boss.
Yes. Oh, because they switched bodies, so.
Because they switched bodies. So that means that killing...
Who was inside Iris during their interrogation Sunday?
So.
What?
Oh, gotcha. No,
That
gotcha.
was me.
You imitate her well. From the way you talked and your body language, it was like the real Iris. Earlier, too. Almost had me fooled. Your imitation of Boss was... perfect.
Yes, there's a reason for that. Let me define some terms first.
Oh no.
A person's memory and sense of self. Let's call that personality. It isn't quite the right word, but it'll suffice. Now, transferring that personality into someone else's brain, let's call that parasitism. The
Saito?
one transferring is
Saito
the parasite.
Sejima?
The one being transferred into is the host. Are you with me so far? Moving on. Even after the personality exchange is complete, the host's memory isn't completely lost. About 1% remains in the brain. So, a parasite could use that 1% to imitate the language and behavior of the host. That's how I knew about the warehouse and Sunfish Pocket, by the way. Thanks to Renju and Iris's remaining memories.
Wait, Iris knows about the warehouse?
Because she was took there, right?
Or Renju knew about the warehouse, most likely, actually.
Uh-huh.
And Iris knew about Sunfish Pocket. But you know, it's also misleading because Renju also knows about Sunfish Pocket.
Renju.
They're both a part of that. Okay,
Right.
who was inside? Continue on with that.
Alright.
I'm telling you, it was me. Why are you making me repeat myself?
I mean, I'm not
That
making you
means
repeat
the
yourself. You'll start
Somnium I
moving.
entered on Sunday.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It was me.
And that's why Iris knew about the warehouse.
Yeah.
How? How did you know about the original Cyclops killer? And something else was sobering me. Rohan?
What's going on here?
Who the hell are you? Let's go with that one first.
Saito.
Saito Sajima, what do I know?
Congressman Sajima's son.
What?
I researched Saito thoroughly, but I cannot find any images of him on the internet.
Literally none.
He is listed on the family register, but I cannot find any
Wait,
photographs.
does that mean Date's in Saito Sajima's body, but he is someone else because Saito used the sync machine to jump?
Before I do, there's something I want to hear from you. How did you know about the prototype sync machine? And not only that, you also seem to know what the sync machine is truly capable of. Why is
Because
that?
we were at the other routes in the other timeline.
Regaining your memories, are you?
Rohan?
Human memory is
I don't
fragile.
know.
If you retain even a single piece of it, it's possible to recreate the whole thing. Pieces of memories are like roots that grow into every corner of the brain, gradually, slowly taking...
What does Soul do with his
I
son
imagine the same thing is
afterwards?
happening in your brain right now.
A fractal is a figure with self-similarity. Allow me to explain. See this? Whichever fragment you cut, you will see a similar shape. The whole is made up of its similar parts. This is called a fractal figure. Memories in the brain are similar. That is what he is explaining. He is claiming that from a few pieces, you can rebuild the memory.
I knew about the prototype from regaining my memory. Is that right? No, that's not it.
Parallel worlds exist.
Wow! We're continuing with that. I mean, it's
Fine.
true, but
I still
still.
have time.
Time?
You'll see. So, where do you want me to start?
It was just past midnight on Tuesday. It's not just past midnight, it's 3 a.m. Shoko was killed on Friday. If we think of that as day 1, today is day 5. What was Saito doing doing those days? I decided to ask him.
Do you want to work backwards or forwards?
I want to start from the beginning. Let's just start from the beginning.
Alright, day 1.
Day 1.
Like you guessed, my personality was in Shoko, Renju's ex-wife. That made calling Renju easy. I need to talk to you about something. He came over without question. I think it was around 4 p.m. I had him meet me at the chemical plant. I made Renju go to sleep. Synced, switched personalities. And then stabbed Shoko's discarded body with an ice pick. I took Shoko to Bloom Park by car, using the old abandoned subway line. Must have been around 8 p.m. by the time I was finished. I tied up Shoko to one of the merry-go-round horses. After that, I used Renju's phone to send a Nile message to Mizuki. Then, I just waited for Mizuki to arrive. Until next Saturday evening, my personality was inside Renju. My next target was Iris. I knew she would be suspicious if I asked her to come to Kawasaki, so I asked her to come to Sunfish Pocket first. I called her a little before 5 p.m., and she arrived just after 6. I greeted her, then convinced her to come with me. That's when Ota saw us. Anyway, I put her in the car, then headed to the chemical plant. On the way, I made her take a sleeping pill. I knew she might run once she saw where we were going. It was around 7 p.m. when I got there, and I wasted no time switching bodies. After getting Iris's body, I used a rolled-up apron to strangle Renju to death. Then I put his body in an empty oil drum I'd prepared earlier. I put that in the trunk of the car, then headed to Sunfish Pocket. But then, something I didn't anticipate happened. Waiting for the signal in Akiba, someone knocked on the window of the car. It was Ota. He asked me something about being able to drive. He was surprised, to say the least. I didn't have time to waste on him. But I couldn't risk him finding the oil drum in the trunk. Plus, if word got around that Renji's car was spotted driving around Akiba, that would foil my plans. So, I came up with a lie. I told him that I didn't have a license, so he had to keep it a secret. That's what that thing referred to in Ota's Nile messages, by the way. And just like that, I managed to escape a bad situation and headed to Sunfish Pocket as planned. The rest went exactly as you already figured out. Sunday morning, I had a recording or some such thing scheduled. Oh, I am of course referring to Iris. I didn't want to draw suspicion, so I decided to attend as planned. I went to Lemniscate and performed my job. And when I left, I ran into you, Date. To be honest, I was a little surprised. Just the previous night, I was a parasite in the body of Renju. I didn't think Ota had seen me. So, of course, I didn't expect to see you there so soon. You were on to me, but there was nothing I could do about that. If I ran, it would only increase your suspicion. So I decided to play my role. The interrogation began around 8:20 p.m., is that right? Then you synced into my mind. But you didn't get what you were looking for, did you? As a result, you had no choice but to release me. I didn't want to go home right away. I knew there might be police waiting for me. That would make it difficult to sneak out at night. And that would put my plan in jeopardy. So I asked you to take me to Marble. I tried to find an opportunity to run, but then another unexpected event occurred. I got a Nile message from Ota. I knew I could use him. So I told him I needed his help and to meet me at Marble. He did as I instructed him to do. After that, I got into the van with Ota. But because his presence was unnecessary, I asked him to stop at a convenience store to buy me something to drink. When he was gone, I took his car and drove to my parents' house where I used to live. Yes, the Sajima residence. Of course, I knew I couldn't just walk up and ring the doorbell. Hello, Father, it's been a long time. I was also in Iris's body at the time. But I thought I could use that to my advantage. So I pushed on the intercom, and sure enough, my dad invited me inside. I told him this. I want you to come with me. There's something I need to show you. He was quiet for a while, but eventually agreed and got into the van with me. We arrived at the prototype sync machine around 11:50 p.m. By the time I was in the body of Sosajima, it was a new day.
Wait. So, one thing that doesn't quite fit for me was that Ota's mom was telling them while this was happening. So, and she said that, or the taxi person said that we went to Sosajima house, then the warehouse. But I don't remember what happened between Sosajima house and the warehouse, if they lost track of them or whatever. But they didn't go to the chemical plant or factory or whatever.
No, they did.
The taxi driver?
The taxi driver did not go to the chemical plant. No.
That was what I was talking about. Not them specifically. I know they went.
Yeah.
He said it.
No, yeah.
I'm
I know.
talking about the taxi driver who was telling them at the time.
No, yeah.
I don't remember. I don't think they lost him, because then how would they have gone to the warehouse?
No, they went to the chemical. Yeah, they went to the chemical, but they didn't go inside, and they waited at like either the same or different exits, and then picked them up after that.
Was that what happened? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Continue.
This was yesterday, early Monday morning, past midnight. In my new body, I drugged Iris, put her in the van, and drove to a new location, Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. I arrived around 1, then prepared for the show for a couple hours. Of course, when I say show, I mean dismembering Iris. Because of the temperature in the warehouse, it took longer than I expected to prepare, but... well, you saw it in the video. Of course, I didn't anticipate Ota would show up. What does that make it? 3 times that brat has showed up unexpectedly? That annoyed me to no end, and I took that out on him. Dressing him up in the polar bear was an impromptu plan on my part. I didn't mean to make you think he was the killer. I just wanted to throw a wrench into the investigation. Didn't matter if you found out or not. This all happened Monday morning. I left the warehouse around 3:30 a.m.
Wait, so that means when we had to shoot out with So, it wasn't Sosajima, it was Saito.
Yes.
So that means that Sosajima is in Iris's body.
Yeah.
So that means when in Ota's route, it wouldn't have been Iris who woke up.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been.
It would have been Sajima instead. Oh, that's awkward. I now need to see content on what people think after this.
There isn't much to talk about on Monday. Before noon, I used my old man's body to call this one Boss. You might not know this, but she and my father go back about 6 years. The two shared a terrible secret. Hinting at that was enough to get the boss to come running to me immediately. I injected her with a sedative, then brought her body to the chemical plant. I synced with her, exchanged our bodies, and after blowing my father's brains out, I cut his body into pieces. I stuffed the meat into a vase I'd brought earlier, then drove back to my house.
Saito spoke with grace and no sign of remorse. I was trying to keep my anger from boiling over and kept asking him questions. Okay. So, earlier we had talked about people with brain patterns that cause them to be like certain like things, like what was it, the one they were talking about, like people who kill but feel no remorse or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or like some like brain pattern stuff that cause like different part of the brain to like not feel certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And he has obviously been jumping bodies, so his brain patterns shouldn't be the same, because this is not his brain.
Yes.
So that means that it's not his. It's not any psychological like anything to that links him to being this killer. It's his personality. It's literally who he is. Because your brain waves are different per brain, and if you're using someone else's brain, you're using their brainwave, right? Just because you switch bodies doesn't mean you switch brains.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. After all, he's separating his self from how his brain is made up. So if you're going into someone else's brain that does not have the same makeup as someone else's, you're not going to have the exact same, things. Yeah. Agreed, yeah.
So it means that his psychopathy is not linked to his brain. It's literally linked into his personality switch, not his brain. So that means like, I don't know, like, what the fuck? Like, Sojima obviously like fucked up as a parent if he allowed his child to get away with this. Well, obviously, because he killed someone and he was like cover it up instead of like getting any like ding for it, because he was too concerned over his political like standing like to actually do anything. If my child gets therapy, that would look bad for me, that kind of thing. What? Why didn't they resist after waking?
The prototype sync machine has a special feature. It administers a strong dose of sedatives to the original body and a stimulant to the host after
through the eye?
That kept them docile.
Why did you display the body the way you did?
To harass you.
You in particular?
I wanted to bring out the hatred in you. That's why I called Mizuki to Bloom Park. That's why I streamed Iris's murder. Because they were important to you, weren't they? I wanted you to feel cornered, trapped. I wanted to punish you, Kaname Date.
Who is Date now? Because he had his left eye removed and is connected with the other victims whose eyes are like gone. So I assume that Date actually is in Saito's body and he switched bodies with someone, but we don't know who that body was.
Mm-hmm.
Falco? No. Falco has been in jail this entire time. Why did you take out their eyes?
You know all about the prototype sync machine, don't you? That should explain it.
I don't know why. I knew. The prototype sync machine differed from the one at Abyss in a few key ways, like it being a prototype. The machine at Abyss is more sophisticated. Nano cables from the sync gear entered through the gap between the eyeball and the socket. They then travel down the octave nerve canal to the brain. This one literally injects it, but the prototype sync machine isn't so advanced. To perform a sync, You need to remove the left eye manually. The subject and the sinker have to remove their eye from the socket. Otherwise, the cable cannot enter the brain. Of course, even the eye removed, severing the connection to the brain isn't necessary. The extracted eyeball still have the optic nerve and blood vessel connected. After a sync, the eye is supposed to be replaced back in the socket. It's supposed to be safe. Side effects are rare. Unless the nerve or blood vessel are damaged somehow, replacing the eyeball isn't too difficult.
Of course, I don't really care about eyes. I don't need them. All I cared about was exchanging bodies with the sink. And for that, I needed to remove the left eye.
Why didn't you just put the eyes back when you were done?
That's obvious. Once I was finished transferring into a new body, the old one was of no concern to me. Why would I bother replacing the eye? I was just going to get rid of it anyway.
So, he literally removes it from his body, so he feels the pain every time.
Renju's is an iris. Iris's is in Dad. Dad's is in Boss.
What?
Their stomachs, I mean.
Oh, okay.
You sick bastard.
Yes, I ate them. Immediately after exchanging personalities.
How horrible.
Homicide is my hobby. I have a tenacity for it, what can I say? Of course, it was also necessary to make sure people kept their mouths shut. If I took over someone's body, they would know about my crimes. I couldn't risk them reporting me, so I killed them. It was also a matter of revenge. Against you. It's personal. That's why I chose people close to you as targets. Well, except for my father, of course. That was personal to me. But don't ask. It's embarrassing. This series of murders was like a journey for me, you know? Traveling through bodies to finally reach the end. That's the thing about traveling. You always wind up in the same place, don't you? Where do you think that is? Your home. A trip is only complete once you return home.
Why do we not have this guy, like,
when I
handcuffed?
Home, my travels will come to an end. So I'll be needing it back. My body.
What?
You stole my body. You took it from me 6 years ago. That's why I want revenge.
What are you talking about?
You have no idea what it was like inside my own head. I miss it. I miss my brain, Date. No matter how many people I killed, it never worked. I never felt happy. I feel miserable.
You mean?
He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Oh, that's right. My old body. How are you finding it, Date?
Wait. But Dante is able to feel emotion. And he's in his body. That's not quite how it works when you switch bodies.
Does he? Does he?
Does Dante feel emotion?
That's what I've been telling you!
So everything Dante felt to
Hold
now
up.
has been a fucking lie. Is that what you're telling me?
Hold up.
Because I
Hold up.
regularly supplement.
Oh! Aiba, that's right, the medication! I forgot about that!
Increased your dosage too much.
No, but The person who had this disorder was number 89, the original Cyclops killer.
That is what I believed as well. But we must have misunderstood. Pewter did not specify who exactly was imprisoned. Only that one of the original culprits responsible was currently in prison.
That's strange. That would mean number 89 is the previous chairman, Rohan.
That must be it. Rohan is a parasite inside number 89's brain. Pewter must have known that.
No way.
Wait, Rohan is in number 89?
Mm-hmm.
I was confused. I didn't understand any of it.
Let us determine the specifics using Saito as our starting point.
Yes, please
Whose brain was
do.
he in before Boss?
That's So
Sojima.
Sojima.
And before So?
Iris. And before that, Renju. And before that, Shoko.
And before Shoko?
Whose body were you in before
I was a
Shoko?
parasite inside Rohan's brain 6 years ago until last year. I'd lost most of my memories. I was a shell of a man. They housed me in a special hospital, but I still had those fragments of my mind left, just as I explained earlier. From a single piece, you can recreate the whole. I took my time, slowly regaining my memories. 1 year ago, I remembered everything. I left the hospital and immediately sought out Shoko Nadami. I got her body, and she was in Rohan's. When she saw herself in the mirror, she lost her mind. She was confused, panicking, running up the emergency staircase, and then...
That's why Rohan committed suicide.
After that, I spent a year perfecting my plan, using Shoko's body. I spied on you all this time. That's why I know everything about you.
Who are you before Rohan?
In there, in that body you are operating right now, in that skull, my personality lived there.
Wait, hold on. If what you're saying is true, what about my personality?
It was in Rohan.
I'm not Rohan!
Correct. It is just as he explained earlier. Number 89 was in Rohan's body. In other words...
That's... my real...
Sorry, but time's up. I want my body back. It's quite simple. Sync with me and stay inside my mind for more than 6 minutes.
And if I refuse?
I know that you won't. I know it.
Huh?
Date, look! This is streaming live!
And we still don't have him in cuffs.
Damn you!
If you give me back my body, I will give you the location. Oh, and of course, it isn't the chemical plant in the Kawasaki district.
Iba, where's the source?
It is being routed through numerous IPs. I cannot identify the source.
computer! Contact headquarters, now!
Got it.
Now, what will you do? Will you agree to my request?
What will you do?
I feel like not obeying is the bad thing to do, but obeying is also still the bad thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, this explains why we have that flashback of Iris.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was shown that she was with Uncle.
Yeah.
This makes it even more creepier, I'm not gonna lie. With the way he's been flirting with Iris.
Yes, but also he didn't know.
Yes, but still.
So what are you gonna do?
You know, I'm pretty sure this is going to be game over, but we might as well just do it here on video. Let's just choose. I won't do it.
Okay.
Doctor, I'm hurt. Don't you care about what happens to her?
Oh, do I not have the choice? Keep pressing it. I want to see what happened after like 5 times.
Do you understand the gravity of this situation? A bomb is strapped to her body.
Just keep pressing. I won't do it. I want to see if if anything
Too
happens.
stubborn. Or maybe you're just cold-hearted. You want to see what will happen when her flesh burns and tears and scatters?
Wait, so if he's now like receiving the whatever
I'm not
the chemical thing, he's still like this? What
No, he's not.
No, what I mean, I'm talking about Saito, like being this serial killer. He's still like this even after like receiving those like chemical whatever. It's not dopamine. I forgot what it was.
He's not receiving anything right now.
Saito?
Yeah.
Why would he not be receiving it? He's in someone else's body.
I mean, okay. Yeah, fine. He's receiving that. Yes.
Dante is in someone else's body. Dante is number 89. He's the one who's not having it. Aiba does it manually for him.
Yes. Because this is Saito's body.
Yes. So that means Saito is receiving that now, and he's still like this.
Yes.
Okay. First, I won't do it one more time. I didn't agree. No, I want to see what happens. I refuse again and again. And explosion, right? When I saw it, I understood. Boss's body rolled into the corner of the room. I didn't want to think anymore. Anything? Nothing. I closed my eyes and ran my palm across my face. I could taste blood. This is what I thought would happen, but I still wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Dante!
See? I knew you wouldn't refuse. I know you well, don't I, Dante?
I mean, we were already at the police headquarters. Did you take Aiba out at least? Aiba exploded his head.
I did it. I did it. I'm back. I got it all back.
Hey, where's Hitomi?
All right. I'll tell you as promised. Boss's house. However, it might be too late by now.
What?
What? So the same thing happens anyway. What the fuck?
Why?
Return my body and I'll tell you the location. That's what I said. I didn't lie. I kept my promise.
Aiba, explode.
You bastard!
You're the one who injured that body. It's your own fault, really.
Damn it.
Be seeing you.
Aiba, explode. Did you forget about Aiba? Oh wait, does he know about Aiba?
Does he?
Date, are you alright?
Aiba's voice barely resonated. My eyesight was hazy, a heap of broken images. Sweat was building on my palms. It felt like my throat was closing up and I was struggling for breath. In my ears, the rushing blood of my heartbeat was the only sound.
Everyone's dead.
Shoko, Renju, Iris, Ota, Hitomi. Boss. The flesh remains and the mind is lost.
I couldn't do anything. Saito had me right where he wanted me. Nothing. Nothing.
Parallel worlds exist.
The words suddenly echoed in my head. I couldn't remember who or where or why. But I thought that if there really was such a world, then me in that world, I is another.
Could I have had a better future?
I prayed that I could. I felt my consciousness sink into a black abyss.
And that's the end of that route.
Oh, wow.
So
I am so disappointed. Aiba didn't explode. Of course, we wouldn't have been able to talk to her if she did explode, but I still wanted her to do it in his head.
yeah.
I was waiting for Date to say the secret thing that I fucking forgot because I don't remember what their password thing was and have Aiba explode.
Yeah. So thoughts on this now?
You know, so I was sort of right in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
I was sort of right, but the thing that never crossed my mind was this is science fiction and body switching is a fucking thing.
Yeah. You just didn't know it yet.
So I was right in which Iris was the one who killed Renju, but it wasn't Iris and it wasn't Renju. It was Saito killing Iris.
Yeah, killing everyone. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I am the Cyclops killer. And I was right. I was right that I was the Cyclops killer. But
your body was.
My mind was.
Yeah.
But my body is now Rohan. But Rohan described everything perfectly. Does that mean, I guess Rohan knows about the relationship between Hitomi and number 89? And like what happened or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Because Rohan described it all perfectly. Which means that when Renju broke Rohan, or number 89 out from the other route, it was Saito breaking out Rohan.
Yeah, Renju broke.
No, that's Saito
Rohan.
Because Saito is now in Renju's body.
Yeah.
And Saito could have been in Iris's body and past the point or whatever, but what doesn't make sense to me it was that Renju was still up and alive. Like, why did he keep him or it was Iris in Renju's body. Could be. Why did he not kill Renju?
Are you talking about the other ending?
We'll find out in the other ending.
Because are you talking about that? On that timeline?
Yeah. The timeline in which we're on, the last one. But Shoko is dead for real. Shoko cannot
Yeah,
be brought
Shoko's
back
dead
ever.
dead for real. Yeah.
Renju is also dead for real. Because Renju was in Shoko's body, so they are never coming back.
Yeah, because Saito was in Renju's.
Up into whatever, and it's so like it just doesn't make sense for me. For if he switched with Iris, why was Iris still alive? Because he said it himself, he wanted to make Date suffer, so he would have killed Iris.
Right, but has he switched with Iris?
That's the question.
Yeah.
We don't know. Did he switch with Iris?
don't know yet.
Like when he came to 2 o'clock in the morning to get Iris. Iris said that she ran away from the chemical plant, so that means.
Yeah.
But do we know that for real? Is that actually Iris, or is that Saito saying that he did? But I think that's Iris.
Annihilation route end.
Annihilation route. Everyone dead.
Yep. Everyone dead.
Everyone dead. So I guess we'll find out. So that means that Renju is, or Rohan may be dead. I don't know who Saito switched with in this route first, so Rohan may be dead.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we'll find out
in the next episode. We're gonna end things off. We're almost to the end. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.